We are now recording. All right, guys. Well, I do want to thank you all for coming on tonight. Before we get started on our product overview information tonight, I thought I'd take just a quick 30 seconds to a minute and talk a little bit about the history of Plexus. I always find this kind of stuff interesting. So I'm going to start with that. We're not going to go over every single product tonight. There are a few. Well, I'll just tell you the ones that we're not going to go over. So we're not going to go over the breast check kit. We're not going to go over the Plexus body cream, the ease cream, and the nerve. Correct, Amy? Okay. So those are the products that we're not going over tonight. So with that said, Plexus started as a breast health company in 2005, and they started with two products. The first product was the breast check kit and the Dr. Spencer's breast cream, which is now called the Plexus body cream. The breast check kit was featured on the Doctor's Show, and it has two micro thin layers with polyurethane and with non-toxic lubricant sealed inside. So when you lay it on your breast, you actually have 5 times the touch magnification. Whether, if you were just going to feel around and do that type of breast self-examination. Also, the second product that they started with in 2005 was called the Dr. Spencer's breast cream, which again is now called the Plexus body cream. This was obviously created by Dr. Spencer, who is a medical doctor. This was actually given to women to put on their breasts twice a day to help keep the lymphatic system moving and the lymphatic drainage in the breast. We have a lot of lymph nodes in our breasts, and this is how we get rid of a lot of toxins in our skin. So when you're dealing with breast cancer, you want to detoxify your skin as much as possible. So this is why the breast cream came about, but people were actually using it on their face, on their feet, on their legs, on their arms. So that's why it did evolve into the body cream. So the cream detoxifies your skin, and it has activated charcoal in it, aloe vera, sweet almond oil, grapeseed oil, evening primrose, lavender, and rosacea oil. The Plexus body cream can be used for eczema, shingles, burns, and pretty much any kind of skin condition you can think of. So in 2005, like I said, they started with those two products, and they were doing really well with those two products. But then they decided to introduce some weight loss products. So why would you introduce weight loss products into a breast health company? Well, statistically, 1 out of 1,000 men and 1 in 8 women will get breast cancer sometime in their life. And when you're overweight, your chances increase by 30%. Over 100,000 cases of cancer in 2007 were linked to obesity. And I got these statistics right off of cancer.gov, by the way. So it's actually estimated that by year 2030, obesity will lead to about 500,000 additional cases of cancer in the U.S. If every adult reduced their BMI by 1%, which is only about 2.2 pounds per person, that's going to prevent the increase of number in cancer cases and actually result in the avoidance of about 100,000 new cases of cancer. So just by getting a little bit of weight off can do your body some good and your overall health. Also, diabetes is one of the top causes of death in the U.S., and it's also projected to increase as well. So this is another reason why Plexus added weight loss products into their company and why they came up with Plexus Slim. And Amy will be talking a little bit more about Plexus Slim. You want to move to blood sugar stability? So we thought before we gave you some product information and a product overview that we would talk a little bit about blood sugar stability, inflammation, and gut health, because those 3 things are what our products help with. And, as you know, a lot of people, including myself, really had no I didn't know that these things were linked to a lot of the symptoms that I was experiencing. I thought that they were just symptoms of getting older, you know? So it's been a lot of fun researching all of these things. But first thing we're going to talk about is blood sugar stability. We'll move into inflammation and then gut health later. But there is a relationship between our gut health and weight and our gut health and our immune system. You know, and if we want to do the best job when we're talking to potential customers. So I feel like we need to give them a little bit more information, and that's kind of why we decided to come up with this training so that you guys can go back to it, refer to it, you know, when in reference to blood sugar stability, gut health, and inflammation. But I want to tell you that there is a movement going on with Plexus. People are getting healthy. People are feeling better. And, you know, there's a reason why Plexus has had 16,000% in sales over the last 3 years. Their sales have jumped 16,000% in the last 3 years. So I just wanted to point that out. But moving on to blood sugar stability, you know, as you know, Plexus Slim was created for type 2 diabetics. And most of you already know this, but what you may not realize is that most of us who are overweight, and 50% of us would be diagnosed with metabolic syndrome. The syndrome means that, you know, we already have swings in our blood sugar and insulin levels, and we have them throughout the day. Blood sugar swings cause a lot of problems. It creates inflammation in our bodies. And you may see this if you've been diagnosed with PCOS, which is a inflammatory disease. Mostly this is seen in younger women. But for older women may see that their joints are sore, or they're seeing a change in their cholesterol levels, which we all know there's plaque buildup in our arteries. So the leading number one epidemic to having plaque buildup is heart disease. So balancing our blood sugar and insulin levels is a lot more than just preventing diabetes. It's about preventing the number one epidemic, which is heart disease. So I also just want to say that regulating your blood sugar is also, it's key to overall health. It's that up and down spiking of glucose that leads to advanced aging and cellular inflammation. Cellular inflammation is what's behind most of our 21st century diseases, whether it's MS, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, RA, cancers, or depression. Sorry, guys. So that's all I have to say right now on the effects of blood sugar in our body.
Chrissy?
Sorry, Chrissy. She's going to talk a little bit more about inflammation.
Okay, go for it, my dear, because I have some notes here, but I've had a crazy weekend this weekend. So I'm so excited for tonight's training, guys, because all of this information that we're giving you tonight is just more ammunition for you to go out there and share Plexus. So that's what really excites me. But tonight I'm going to talk just briefly about inflammation and how it affects your body. And my question is to you is, why is it important to control inflammation? So let's just kind of think about that. Well, what does inflammation actually mean? Well, inflammation technically means to ignite or to set alight. So chronic inflammation is something obviously that's going wrong with your body. Lots of things like Angie just talked about that are different things that come from having inflammation throughout your body. But some of these things that you're going to recognize are like, it can happen from stress, a poor diet, viral infections, autoimmune reactions to different types of things that are coming in through your body. And I just want you to think about inflammation like kind of like this. It's like getting a car stuck in first gear, okay? And meaning what that is it takes and changes your cell makeup. And what it does is it releases these toxins into your tissue, and they become destructive to your tissues. So that's why all of these things that people are suffering from that come to us and say, listen, I saw your post, you know, I have arthritis, or I have fibromyalgia, or I have eczema, I'm suffering from these type of things. That's why when we talk about our products and what they can do to help with inflammation in your body is so key and so important. And you can see on this slide, guys, at how it affects all the different parts of your body, whether it be your brain, your skin, your heart, your kidneys, bones. I mean, and when you are looking at this, I just want you to think of somebody that you might know that you haven't even reached out to that is suffering from some type of inflammation because they actually are talking to you on a daily basis. Oh, I'm just not feeling good, or I have this pain, or my skin's been really itchy, or something's wrong. You know that you can help them with one of our products. So that's pretty much all I was going to hit on inflammation. So you can go take it over, Miss Amy.
All right. So, we talk all the time about the importance of gut health, and part of that reason is because 60 to 80% of our immune system is in the gut, and then also 95% of our body's serotonin is made from the gut bacteria. I'm not going to read over everything that's on that graphic there, but it's a pretty interesting graphic. And then we talk about leaky gut a lot. And so you're probably wondering, okay, well, what really is leaky gut? Well, it's all about the small intestines, and because that's where most vitamins and minerals are absorbed in the body. And the small intestines are semi-permeable. And what that means is it only allows nutrients through the pores, and it'll block things like toxins and food particles. So what happens in leaky gut syndrome is the pores actually widen. And how does that happen? Over time, toxins and yeast can irritate the lining of the intestine, which cause the pores to expand. And also, if there's an improper balance of healthy flora, which is the bacteria in the good bacteria in your gut, the bad bacteria can cause the inflammation, which then will open the pores. So, for instance, if the pores of your intestines are widened and they become more permeable, think of a piece of digested apple. If you, undigested apple, and it actually passes through that pore into your bloodstream, what happens is your body has an autoimmune response, and it goes into like seek and destroy mode and goes after that little piece of apple, and it doesn't just attack that piece of apple, but it starts attacking healthy cells too. And that's how you get an autoimmune response from leaky gut syndrome. And that's pretty much all I was actually going to say about that. But you can see here on this graphic all the things that can happen with your body when you have leaky gut. Chronic fatigue, asthma, weight gain. You can have inflammatory bowel disease, so things like Crohn's and ulcerative colitis and IBS, and just all sorts of issues from it, anxiety and everything. So, but the good thing is that there's some wonderful news, and Plexus products may help with all this. So first, let's talk about the Plexus Slim, the pink drink, which we all know is amazing because everybody here's drinking it. But I took a lot of this information from the product cards that are in our new success kit. So once that's available for you to get, if you don't have one already, please get it. It's full of some great information. But anyway, so the Plexus Slim comes packaged in individual stick packs. It can contribute to safe and effective weight management in conjunction with healthy diet and exercise. It can help maintain normal blood sugars at healthy levels. It helps maintain normal cholesterol and lipids at healthy levels. The proven ingredients in Slim address all areas of weight management, and the combination of ingredients contribute to losing fat and not muscle, and there are no meal replacements. And here's some things of the Slim ingredients. So one of the main things in Plexus Slim is chromium, and chromium is actually used, I got all this stuff off of WebMD, used for improving blood sugar and prediabetes, and in type 1 and type 2 diabetes. It's used for depression, for polycystic ovarian syndrome, for lowering bad and increasing good cholesterol, for weight loss by increasing muscle and decreasing body fat, improving athletic performance, and increasing energy. Another thing in it is Garcinia cambogia, which is used for weight loss, exercise performance, joint pain, bloody diarrhea, to increase bowel movements, and for treating worms and parasites. So, also green coffee bean extract, which the chlorogenic acid is the active ingredient in that. And just to kind of address, it says on the label 2% or less than 2% natural caffeine from the green coffee bean extract. That's less than a decaf cup of coffee. So That's why we say Plexus Slim has no stimulants, because that's not even really measurable as far as caffeine goes. But chlorogenic acid is possibly effective for high blood pressure, weight loss, Alzheimer's disease, type 2 diabetes, and infections. And then we also have alpha lipoic acid, which is used for diabetes, memory loss, chronic fatigue syndrome, Lyme disease, and eye-related disorders as well. All right, Angie, do you want to talk about Accelerator?
Yeah. I'm unmuted, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Plexus Accelerator Plus is a companion product for Slim, which means it's designed for you to take it with your Slim to accelerate weight loss. It does help boost your metabolism, suppress your appetite, and will assist with your weight management. It definitely increases your energy. You take one in the morning with your Slim. You should take it with your breakfast too, on a full stomach. But then you can also take a second capsule in the afternoon with your lunch. It does contain B12, and it also works to actually level out your serotonin. So myself included, people usually feel pretty happy when they take Accelerator Plus. You move on to the next slide.
Sorry, wrong way.
Okay. All right, so on to Boost. Plexus Boost is similar to Accelerator Plus, as it may give you more energy. It's actually a thermogenic though, so it actually heats up your body, which may help you burn fat more efficiently. One of the ingredients in Boost is an edible cactus that has been traditionally used by tribal East Indians for years to suppress hunger and enhance endurance through increased energy. Now, one thing I wanted to talk, you can go back. I don't want to talk about block yet. So one of the things, I get questions from people all the time about, I want to take my weight loss program to the next level, but I don't know which to use. Do I use Accelerator Plus or do I use Boost? So I wanted to tell you, both products, again, are designed to be, they complement the Slim, but they should not be taken together. So you do actually need to choose between either the Accelerator Plus or the Boost. They both contain natural stimulants that can raise your blood pressure and your heart rate. So if you have high blood pressure, this is not really recommended for you. So here's how you can decide the difference. Both will give you energy, but some people's bodies react really well to one or the other. But specifically, how you can tell which product you should take is if you are someone who has anxiety, some depression, or some things like that going on, then I would recommend that you go with the Accelerator Plus. It does have 5-HTP in it, which helps your body to be calmer. So that may be good for your mood regulation for you. If you don't have an issue with your mood, then I'd probably recommend going with Boost. I would also probably ask you about your activity level though. If you don't routinely work out, then I would recommend the Accelerator Plus over the Boost. Because the Boost does have an ingredient in it that actually opens up the blood vessels surrounding the joints, which provides relief from inflammation that causes stiffness and pain. This is important because when you're working out, your workouts are much more efficient, and that helps you get the most out of the hard work you're putting in. So to go a little bit further with Accelerator and Boost, because I feel like they can be really tricky to figure out. So I thought that I would use my story to explain why. I do suffer from depression and anxiety, but I also work out. So what would you do in that situation, right? When you're helping someone. I've been taking Accelerator Plus since I've started Plexus 5 months ago. But I most recently just switched to Boost because I'm currently training for a half marathon. So I am working out more and I'm running more. So I quit taking Accelerator and I actually took Boost for 2 weeks. But I'm going to be honest, I noticed that I was more sluggish and I felt the depression creeping back in when I stopped Accelerator and switched to Boost. So what I have personally done, and I know that it's not recommended, I take Accelerator Plus Monday through Friday. I take it in the morning, and sometimes I take it again in the afternoon. I need that for my mood stabilization. And then because I like the way Boost helps enhance my endurance when I'm working out, I take it on Saturdays and Sundays. I don't take the accelerator with that though. So I take it alone on the weekend right before I work out, and I know that I'm getting a better workout with Boost. I don't recommend this, but I do just want to say that, like, with some prescription medications, especially antidepressant meds, you have to sometimes troubleshoot, before you find out what works best for your body. So that's what I do with those two products. Okay, so we'll move on to Plexus Block, which is one of my absolute favorite products. Block is sort of marketed as our cheat meal supplement, right? Because it's recommended that you take it 30 minutes before you eat your heavier starched or high carb meal. Well, even though this is important, Block is so much more. I look at Block as sort of like our underdog supplement. The first thing that Block does is it slows the absorption of starch and sugars and it reduces it reduces starch and sugar from converting to glucose by up to 48%. It's also an appetite suppressant. This product is actually extremely beneficial for people who have low thyroid because it does have iodine in it. And one thing to keep in mind that when you take Block is that you will get a sensation of fullness. So if you overeat, you are not going to feel good and your stomach is probably going to hurt. So it is important to listen to your body and stop eating when you have that feeling of fullness. It's also extremely important. You might want to go to the next slide, Amy. It's also extremely important to give Block the full 30 minutes before you eat so that you can allow the ingredient, which is brown seaweed, and it's also referred to as NC2. It gives your body that 30 minutes to allow that ingredient to expand in your body, which is what gives you that fullness sensation. So I just wanted to say one more quick thing about Block, and what I have found from many testimonies and from my own personal story is that people are also experiencing in conjunction with Slim, they're also experiencing quitting smoking and having less alcohol cravings. And why, right? How would something like this help you quit smoking? Well, just found this out. Cigarettes have sugar in them. And we all know alcohol has sugar in it too. So in conjunction with the Slim, Block absorbs up to 48% of those sugars. So people are having less cravings for cigarettes. They're having less cravings for alcohol when they're using Block and Slim. So I thought that was really amazing. And we actually have we have a Facebook group page called Addicted to Plexus. And a lot of people have talked about, their stories about quitting smoking, quitting drinking, and even other illegal drugs with the help of Plexus Slim. So I just find Block just our amazing underdog supplement. Okay. On to Amy or Chrissy.
That's me.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about ProBio 5, and this is really actually a completely amazing product. It promotes proper probiotics for a healthy intestinal tract. And there are 5 different strains of probiotic bacteria that support the immune system. And then it also contains enzymes to help aid in the breakdown of proteins in fibrous foods during digestion. And a couple of those enzymes, one is chitosanase. And what that does is it actually essentially eats through the cell wall, the bad bacteria and the yeast. So the bad bacteria can be destroyed and be replenished with the good bacteria. And then there's grapeseed extract in the ProBio 5 too, which is actually an antifungal. So when the chitosanase eats through the cell wall of the yeast, the grapeseed extract comes in and sweeps in and just like kills that yeast. So it's just pretty amazing. It also may help inactivate free radicals and free radical initiated chemical reactions in the body, and also increases nutrient absorption. So I was talking earlier about leaky gut, and so this ProBio 5 really helps with being able to stop the permeability of the intestinal tract, and then being able to actually absorb nutrients properly in the gut. Right. And then I'm also going to talk about BioCleanse. I absolutely love BioCleanse. There are a lot of reasons people like BioCleanse. I'm not going to talk about how important it is to poop all the time, because it is, but people talk about that all the time. But BioCleanse, actually, it does help oxygenate the body. And why is that important? Cancer cells are anaerobic, and they thrive in an oxygen-deprived environment. So if you have a lot of oxygen in your body, cancer cells can't grow, which is awesome, right? And also, oxidation burns up toxins in the body, so it helps detoxify the body that way too. One great thing about BioCleanse is it's a great magnesium supplement, and that's very important for heart health. Actually, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was having some heart palpitations and some heart issues, and I went to the ER and then later to a cardiologist, who, what they ended up telling me is that I had a serious magnesium deficiency, and I needed to take a lot of magnesium, or else I could have some really bad heart issues. So magnesium is very important, but also it's great for sleep. So one thing I notice at night is when I take my ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse before bed, I am ready to go to sleep. And I was on sleeping medications for many, many years, and I don't need those anymore. Thank goodness to BioCleanse and ProBio 5. So it really is a wonderful product, but it also does help cleanse the gastrointestinal tract. It supports collagen production and relieves occasional constipation, but not associated with chronic constipation. And I forgot a parentheses there. That's the grammar nerd in me kind of going crazy now. But anyway, so, and then it has 95% of the magnesium your body needs, and I just talked about how wonderful magnesium is. All right, Chrissy, tell us about X Factor.
Okay, guys, X Factor is one of my most favorite vitamins, and my latest product I added to my mix. X Factor, I started doing all kinds of looking into things, and by far none, the aloe that's in our product is absolutely amazing. If you know anybody who's on a multivitamin, get them to switch over to ours, because this product is just that good. So anyway, I'll just follow along a little bit here. It delivers vitamin Bs as well as D, C, and E, and it has the antioxidant protection of the New Zealand black currant. If you haven't done any research on that, absolutely do it. That little fruit is amazing, and really, really, really does help to make X Factor so awesome. We also have that aloe that I was telling you about, which increases the absorption rate of other nutrients by 300%. So just think about the things that you're putting in your body. Nowadays, fruits and vegetables that we get from the stores and whatnot, they are not as they're not full of the good nutrients like they used to be. Till they get off the grounds at a garden to us at a grocery store, a lot of those nutrients are lost. So just think that if you have this extra aloe additive in your vitamin, what it can do to all of those great fruits and vegetables that you're eating. It also helps to oxygenate the body and provides the super potent antioxidant protection. One thing that I know too is I think it does really help boost your immune system. That's another great benefit. So if you know somebody that struggles a lot, I've been reading on Facebook, all kinds of people, oh, I have this cold and I can't get rid of it. And why not just talk to them about just simply switching their multivitamin over, or getting them on a multivitamin. Another thing too, if you know any soon to be pregnant moms, or ones that already are, have them talk to their doctor about switching their prenatal vitamin to something like this, because think about all the great benefits that this product could add. to their pregnancy. I wish I would have known about these products when I was pregnant with Benton. Okay, you can switch over. The next one is Mega X. Mega X, I have not been able to take myself yet. I'm looking very forward to adding this to my Plexus plan. But the Mega X product has a full range of the omegas. It's the 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. Now, the best part about this omega, which I cannot wait to find out, is it doesn't leave that fishy aftertaste. And every other omega that I've taken before has that. And every time I would burp, it would taste like fish. And that is just disgusting. It makes you not even want to take it. So, and another great thing is ours is plant sourced and vegan. And I know a lot of people out there that I know recently have popped out of the woodworks that are vegans. This is a great product that you can recommend to them to start taking if they're looking for something that's going to help with their heart health. And a lot of people that I know that are looking towards like their cholesterol and things like that. And not to mention, I was recently, I put up a post because I was finding out how that great sleep can help with obviously the probiotic, and the Mega X mix can really help people who have sleep problems. So that's also really something huge to think about when you're talking to, people in regards to their health goals. It helps to maintain the lipids at a healthy level and normal cholesterol and blood pressures, and everyday stress management too, which right there again is the better sleep and relaxation.
Thank you. And like Angie was saying earlier, we're not going over all the products, and this isn't an updated graphic here, but these are all of the Plexus family of products. And if you want more information, just message any of us. We'd be glad to share anything with you. But it's a lot of fun to just kind of go through ingredients and research. Maybe I'm just a geek like that, but it's really neat to find out what a lot of these other things.
And if we forgot about the P96, which is an amazing shake. I use that. It's not every day, but I do love the P96 as a meal replacement.
It's great in the morning when I'm trying to leave the house and I haven't had time to eat anything, and I just shake it up real quick. I put in some unsweetened coconut milk and just kind of run out the door with it. So that's wonderful too. So I don't want to get a muffin somewhere or something bad.
Well, I've unmuted anyone in case if anyone has any questions about the products. This training will be uploaded onto the team page as well, so you'll have that. If you would like to send this training to a potential customer, I think that would be a good thing you could do as well. It would give them a little bit more information about blood sugar stability, inflammation, and gut health, as well as what our products are about. All right. No questions? All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and end tonight. I do want to thank Chrissy and Amy. Amy for doing the PowerPoint this week, and just for both of you just being amazing power partners, and just doing your thing, just being great.
Congratulations to you, Angie, on your promotion to gold.
You gold.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Have a good night and have a good week.
You too. Thank you.
Guys.
Bye-bye.